each other in our work. Now, this morning, we also continue our spiritual practice of gratitude and appreciation. We have one more group to honor, those who've served for 25 years or more, and that's going to happen later today at the 5 o'clock session. But right now is different. Right now is very special. Right now, we give gratitude, not for a group, but for an individual. Because this morning, we present the Tom Hunstad Award for Excellence in Children, Youth, and Family Ministry. And while we roll a short video, I want to invite all the past recipients of the Tommy Award to come up here and join me on stage.
The 2015 Tom Hunstad Award.
The recipient for the 2016 Tom Hunstad Award.
2017 Tom Hunstad Award.
2018 Tom Hunstad Award. The 2019 Tom Hunstad Award winner. Of the 2020 Tom Hunstad Award.
Of the 2021 Tom Hunstad Award for Excellence. The Tom Hunstad Award for Excellence in Children, Youth, and Family Ministry is given annually by the network as a way of recognizing someone who has made outstanding contributions to the field of faith formation with young people and their families. The recipient is chosen by the network's board of directors, who looks at a long list of people who've all done amazing things and then whittles that list down to one person, the person they choose to honor that year. The award remembers Pastor Tom Hunstad, who was an amazing pastor and youth minister who served congregations in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Tom was instrumental in the formation of the ELCA Youth Ministry Network. There were a lot of people involved, but it was Tom's energy and passion that moved this thing forward. We are all here today, in large part because of Tom's good work. After Tom died of cancer in the year 2000, the network's board created the Tommy Award. The award is a way of lifting up and honoring someone and thanking them for their work and for the way they have contributed to the broader church and to the field of faith formation.
Thank you so much for this. This is grace, undeserved.
Those of us who are doing it without the resources, it's God's way of saying, I see you.
It is not a contest. There are no public nominations. Instead, it is an honor and a gift given by our community. It is a way that we can say thank you to someone who has made a difference for all of us in our ministry.
To present this year's award, I would like to introduce to you Pastor Heather Hansen, the pastor at Abiding Presence Lutheran Church in San Antonio, Texas, and the chair of the board of directors of the ELCA Youth Ministry Network.
Good morning. This is such a challenging decision every year, and what a wonderful decision to be a part of as well. I told our recipient this year, I am so excited to get to do this, finally, this year. So a little bit about this year's Tommy Award recipient. This year's Tommy Award recipient is someone familiar to the network from its very beginnings, but their ministry has years of wisdom and experience that extends much earlier than that. Our recipient began their ministry as a congregational pastor, but as a champion of youth ministry and a kid at heart themselves. It didn't take long for them to get sucked into youth ministry as well. Early on, while they were serving a congregation in California, they began volunteering for synodical youth ministry roles that included planning and the coordination of planning teams of large-scale regional youth gatherings, the first stretching across 6 states in the West. This gift for balancing congregational work with synod youth ministry would follow them across many states and many congregational and synodical partnerships over the years. This person, partly through these planning teams and partly through leadership camps, gave great attention and priority to the development of student leaders. And this development of student leaders eventually grew from the training of these students to the training of adults who worked with youth as well. In their second call, the gifts our recipient developed in California led to leadership once again of large youth ministry events or gatherings, high school leadership trainings, adult leadership trainings, and confirmation retreats in Arizona, and eventually they would take these gifts in ministry to the Midwest, where they would become intimately acquainted with 2 gifted brothers, both pastors and both doing similar kinds of ministry, one of whom this award is named for. This person, in their own words, jumped on for the ride and began working alongside these brothers in big events for the areas of North Dakota and Minnesota. And finally, our recipient moved one last time and began a call alongside his equally gifted and compassionate wife as co-campus pastor for California Lutheran University, teaching and ministering to yet another population of young adults. In California, once again, during their time at CLU, our recipient also partnered with a cohort of youth ministry leaders to train adults for 16 years at Pacific Lutheran Theological Seminary in the field of anchor education, teaching high-end trendy stuff in youth ministry. In a sense, they saw the writing on the wall with their wisdom and experience and began to teach leaders on how to connect with youth and families in a tech-focused world at the beginnings of social media. One of the best results of this teaching ministry was that several of the training students ended up finding their way to seminary for degrees and new ministry calls. Our recipient, after assisting with an ELCA Gathering main stage event one year, was instrumental through the Youth Ministry Network in developing workshop opportunities for adults at the youth gathering, and additionally, the Oasis, a space for adults to rest and recuperate for just a few moments during a hectic, high-energy week with kids. I'm sure you all can relate. Perhaps some of us here at the E will know him best, however, as the longtime director of the Extravaganza team, or E-team itself, and primary creative director for our general sessions for many, many years. Father of two incredibly talented young men of their own right, Kyle, a musician or drummer with a PhD and a long star-studded resume, and Nathan, user experience designer who assists churches with their digital presence, ultimately in determining their purpose and presence. Our recipient truly beams, and maybe even tears up a little, even though in the conversation I couldn't see him, I could hear it over the phone, when he talks about the best two young people he got to be pastor and pops to. Husband and best friend of Melissa, lover of laughter and a good joke, and hater of folding fitted sheets. The man who reminded us just last night that in effect ministry cost Jesus in life, and in some way, it'll do that to you as well, but that's good news. Please welcome to the stage this year, this Tommy Award winner, the Reverend Scott Maxwell-Doherty.
Not going to work. Thank you.
Can you hold that?
Sure. I hardly know what to say. That's not true. I am the byproduct of a cluster of influencers who know something about quality on-ramps. I have done most of my ministry as the result of individuals who have ushered me along and led me on the way and given me permission to play alongside people like you, gifted people like all of you. And here's what I've learned and what I know and what never shows up in your position descriptions. The work that you do is ruthless, relentless, exhausting, and absolutely thrilling. Don't stop doing it. Wear yourself out doing it for the sake of the church, for the sake of the world, in the name of Jesus Christ. Lastly, all positions or moments when they give you an accolade, they say never start with thank you. So instead, I'll put it at the end. Thank you. Thank you to all of you, to board members. Thank you to Todd Buechler and the whole of the Hunstad clan for welcoming me in and having me do ministry alongside of them. On-rampers, one and all. Thank you to my wife, Melissa, to my son, Kyle, and his wife, Lauren, to my other son, Nathan, and his wife, Addie, who never said, you can't go do this, because they realized when I got home how much fun stuff like this actually was. Thank you to all of the friends and on-rampers in the room and those I haven't met yet. Thank you for the opportunity to serve alongside of you, among you, in your midst. And thank you to all of those whose names include a T, an N, an E, an A, and an R, because I'll forget all of your names. Thank you. I am humbled beyond belief. I am honored. God is blessing you in your head and your heart and your hands through your feet. Go.